Hey, everybody. This episode of Our Kids Play Hockey is brought to you by our title sponsor, NHL Sense Arena. Look, we all want our kids to succeed in hockey, but let's face it, finding training that's both effective and enjoyable can be a real challenge, and not to mention expensive and a total drain on time, especially if you have to drive to the rink, pay a private instructor. There's so many reasons that money gets spent on this game. But that's where NHL Sense Arena steps in. It's a virtual reality training game that brings the rink into your home that takes off-ice training to a new reality. It's designed to improve hockey sense and IQ, something that's lacking majorly in the game today for both players and goalies. And you get unlimited access to over 100 drills and training plans from top coaches and players that can be played anytime, anywhere, with drills approved by USA Hockey player and goalie development directors. Look, improving mental hockey skills at home has really never been more fun, and any hockey player that uses this is going to have a blast. All right. I've used this before on my own, and it feels like you're so immersed in an arena, you sometimes forget you have a headset on. And again, it's not being on the ice, but it allows you to work on some of these skill sets like scanning, as I said before, hockey IQ, looking around the rink, making the right plays, that getting those repetitions in now as a hockey player are super important for your development. So NHL Sense Arena is giving all the listeners an exclusive offer for $50 off an annual plan when you use our code Hockey Never Stops at checkout. Again, that's Hockey Never Stops. All you got to do is go to hockey.sensearena.com. Again, that's hockey.sensearena.com. Use the code Hockey Never Stops, and you'll save $50 on your annual plan of NHL Sense Arena. Make sure to check that out and enjoy this episode of Our Kids Play Hockey. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome back to another edition of the Ride to the Rink. It's Lee Elias with you today. This is our show right for the players or the goalies, anyone who actually plays in a game. Today, we're talking about leadership. We're at the time of the season where the C's and the A's are usually given out, and if you have received the honor of stitching on a C or an A to your jersey, first off, congratulations. But I know there's a lot of people out there that also aren't getting C's and A's that maybe wanted one or thought they deserved one. So I want to talk about overall leadership on a team from both points of view. I'm going to start with a story. When I was a freshman in college, my captain, who was a really good captain, he was very big. He was 6'5", probably 220 pounds. He was a warrior on the ice. I remember we were in the playoffs and he was being interviewed by the local news. And they asked him, how are you going to lead this team as a captain? And his response, I was watching him, I was in the room, really, really hit me between the eyes in a way that I never forgot. Keeping in mind, I was 17 or 18 years old at that time. And he said, I might be wearing the C, but I'm expecting everyone to be a leader out there on the ice tonight. And that was the moment that I realized you don't need a letter on your jersey to lead. Now, again, you have to respect the leaders on your team, and hopefully they're respectful people, But the idea is this: if you need a C, if you need an A to be a great leader, you're probably not ready to wear one. Now, let me reiterate what I just said. If the C is something you think you need to be a leader, you're sorely mistaken. The C and the A are earned, and they're earned through process and character and a continued effort to show leadership skills. You earn, or you should be earning, a C or an A. Now, with that said, what if you don't have a C or an A? There's a lot of qualities in leadership that have to do with listening and even following in some sense. Great players make everyone around them better. It's also true of great leaders. Great leaders are there to not only help and give instruction and to lead, but also there to listen, to follow when necessary, and to understand their role and place on the team overall. So if you don't have a C or an A and you want a C or an A, start demonstrating the leadership skills now, today, that you would expect to see in a leader. And that's how you end up earning that C or A in the future. Now, what if you're in a situation where your C and A is given out based on popularity, or you don't really agree with it? This is still an opportunity for you to be a leader on your team and to make sure that you help the person with the C and A become the leader that's going to be best for the team. Again, it's a very complicated space sometimes. I wish all teams just had great leaders across the board and that you can be proud of the person wearing the C and an A. And I'm sure that a lot of you are in that position. But just know, when it comes to leadership, it is not a one-way thing. I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. To be a great leader, you don't need to wear a letter. You need to learn how to make good decisions, but you also need to learn how to follow other people's decisions. You need to display the highest levels of trust, communication, accountability, and character. If you're not a trustworthy person, you're not going to be a good leader. If you're not an effective communicator, you're not going to be a good leader. If you don't know how to deal with adversity and help bring other people through that adversity, you're not going to be a good leader. If you need that C to be the leader, you're not going to be a good leader. Again, the C and the A should be earned, and it's earned through the culmination of how you act and display yourself during the season. So I'm telling you all right now, be a leader today. Don't wait for a letter. Don't need a letter. Be a leader on your team. Make those around you better. Put the team first, then your teammates, and then yourself in that priority order. They're all very, very important. They all have a place, but team, teammate, self is the way you have to prioritize if you want to be a leader. All right. If you got questions about leadership or you agree or disagree with anything I said, feel free to email us at team@ourkidsplayhockey.com or DM us on Instagram at welive.hockey. Here for you, all of you skaters and goalies out there around the world. This has been another edition of The Ride to the Rink with Lee Elias. We'll see you next time, everybody. Have a great, great week and skate on.